The Illinois Pharmacists Association award ceremony will begin in 2.5 minutes. The Illinois Pharmacists Association award ceremony will begin in 2 minutes. The Illinois Pharmacists Association award ceremony will begin in 1.5 minutes. The Illinois Pharmacists Association award ceremony will begin in 1 minute. The Illinois Pharmacists Association award ceremony will begin in 30 seconds. Good afternoon. My name is Garth Reynolds, the Executive Director of the Illinois Pharmacists Association, and welcome to the 2020 IPHA Award Ceremony. The IPHA Foundation Allen Granted Memorial Scholarship Award.
I'm Mickey Brunner, Chairman of the Illinois Pharmacists Association Foundation. I'm here to present the Allen Granite Memorial Scholarship. The Allen Granite Memorial Scholarship was established to serve as a memorial to Allen Granite, serving as Executive Director of the Illinois Pharmacists Association from 1979 until his death in 1989. Allen Granite displayed a commitment and dedication to the profession of pharmacy. This award is presented annually by the IPHA Foundation and recognizes a commitment to pharmacy and community through membership and participation in pharmacy organizations and involvement in the community. This year's recipient is currently enrolled at Rosalind Franklin College of Pharmacy with an anticipated graduation of May of 2022. During his time at Rosalind Franklin, this recipient has been actively involved in not only his school, but his community. He has assumed various leadership roles at his time at Rosalind Franklin. He's currently the regional delegate on the Resolutions Committee for Rosalind Franklin chapter of APHA ASP, serves as chapter policy vice president from 2019 to 2020. He also serves as chapter president for Rho Chi Society, the Rho Chi Society, and a member of the Phi Lambda Sigma and Phi Delta Chi. Our recipient is active in the Illinois Pharmacists Association as a director on the Board of Pharmacy, IPHA Board of Directors. He also served as a student delegate in the House of Delegates in 2019 and was a member of the Bylaws Committee. In his community, our recipient has been involved in the Interprofessional Clinic Initiative, a student-led free clinic since 2019. He served on various committees and has been the Pharmacy Committee Lead in 2019 and the Communications Lead in 2020. On a national level, he served our country as a member of the Army National Guard from 2003 to 2009, including a combat tour in Iraq in 2005. He's also obtained an immunization certificate through the American Pharmacists Association. He has taken on all of these activities while attending pharmacy school and working at CVS Pharmacy as a certified pharmacy technician from 2013 to 2018 and a pharmacy intern from 2018 to 2019. I am honored to present the Alan Granite Memorial Scholarship to Justin Beldecki.
Good evening, everyone. It's a little nerve-wracking to be giving a speech tonight, but somebody once told me, don't be nervous, just enjoy the experience. So I'm going to try to do that tonight. Hopefully you'll forgive me if this isn't your typical speech. I'm still not entirely sure how I managed to find myself standing on this virtual stage, but I know where the story starts at least, so I thought maybe we can try and figure this out together. It started at Rosalind Franklin University, where the faculty and staff of the College of Pharmacy have done a remarkable job of creating a culture of being involved in professional organizations, whether it's by helping with hotel costs, accommodating meetings, or just by showing high levels of enthusiasm and support. People like Dean Abel, Professor Winnicky, Dr. Angelo, and our experiential education team don't just allow us to get involved as students, they make us want to get involved. And I've noticed that that's true at IPHA too. My first annual conference with IPHA was last October. I got to speak up at the House of Delegates. I don't remember what I spoke on anymore, but I remember that at the dinner, one of my professors told me that she'd heard that I had had some good points to make and that she was proud of me for making a good impression. Caught me a little off guard, and of course I'm nosy, so I asked who'd been saying nice things about me behind my back. I nearly spit out my drink when she said, Laura Licari. And that's when I realized just how much IPHA values student input. We don't have some token voice in this organization. We have real delegates with real votes. We have student directors who really sit on the real board. More importantly, IPHA has leadership who really listens to the students. And not only do they listen to us, they seek us out. I can't think of a single board of directors meeting this past year that didn't involve the words, I want to know what our students think. IPHA is so heavily invested in the student pharmacists of Illinois that it makes it easy for us to want to go a little bit further and to give a little bit more. And that support doesn't end with IPHA activities. I remember a few weeks after the annual conference last year, I was taking a break between classes. Earlier that day, I'd gotten my campaign poster for a regional position I was running for in APHA ASP. I mentioned to a friend of mine that having that poster made it feel like running for that position had suddenly become a real thing and not just some fantasy I was entertaining. I mentioned that I was pretty nervous about it all of a sudden. Overhearing this, some random person says, don't be nervous, just enjoy the experience. I looked up, it was Garth. I'd only met him a few weeks before. We had a pleasant conversation, sure, but he had to have met dozens of people that weekend, and I know he had a lot more on his mind than just some new students. But he recognized me. He knew my name. He was excited. He was supportive. At the next board of directors meeting a couple weeks later, the news that I'd won that election had already reached the board. People I didn't even recognize were seeking me out to congratulate me. It was kind of surreal, kind of like it's surreal being up here right now. I'm still not sure how I ended up here, but I do know who got me here. And while I can't possibly thank everyone, I do have some people that I would like to especially recognize. From Rosalind Franklin University, I'd like to thank all of our faculty and staff, but especially Dean Abel, Professor Winnicky, and Dr. Angelo, as well as our APHA ASP advisors, Drs. Candelario, Patel, and Shrivastava. It all started with your encouragement. I would also like to thank my student mentors, my friends, my support system, especially Kate, Sarah, and Allison, arguably the best role models I ever could have asked for in pharmacy school. From IPHA, I'd like to thank everyone who has worked so hard to build an organization that values student input so highly, especially Dr. Laura Licari, Garth Reynolds, Starlin Hayden Greeting, and Ben Calcaterra. I know how busy all of you are, but you always find the time to remind me how much you value my time and my involvement as a student pharmacist. I haven't even mentioned her up to now, but I would like to thank my wife of 8 years, Liz Slofer. Without your encouragement, love, and support, I wouldn't even be in pharmacy school, let alone speaking here this evening. And of course, I would like to thank whoever it was who thought that I was worth nominating for this award. I would also like to thank the IPHA Foundation and the awards committee for even considering that nomination. I certainly didn't set out with this as my goal. I just sort of wound up here. But now that I am here, I am very excited to work with the foundation with whatever article they ask me to write. It's a truly humbling experience to be honored in this way tonight, and I'm eager to give something back to IPHA because you have given me so many amazing opportunities. Thank you all so much. Have a good evening.
The IPHA Pharmacy Technician of the Year Award.
The Pharmacy Technician of the Year Award honors an important member of any pharmacy, the pharmacy technician. This year's Technician of the Year was nominated by not one, but many people. Her career started at the Rochelle Pharmacy over 40 years ago when she was still a teenager in high school. While many technicians move on, our recipient has stayed committed to her pharmacy and her community. From cleaning the shelves to managing daily operations, she has set and exceeds standards, always performing above and beyond expectation without question or hesitation. She has been an exemplary leader, managing multiple responsibilities, including all pharmacy technician duties and front-end management. Her role in the pharmacy goes far beyond the title on her name tag. On top of having the opportunity to mold and shape her own boys, she became the official, unofficial mom to every kid she hired. She trains her technicians to work with diligence and common sense. They follow her example both within the pharmacy and their own personal lives. As time goes by, it becomes easy to spot the technicians she has impacted, shaping them to take on the challenges with enough confidence to exceed their own expectations. Her hard work and dependability brings her community something special to look forward to when entering the pharmacy. Her smiling face, signature laugh, and loyalty to Rochelle Pharmacy extends to the community she serves. One patient notes that when he and his wife go on vacation every year in August, a recipient is instrumental in making sure they have all the medications needed for their travel. Her determination that there is a solution for every problem has helped build Rochelle's Pharmacy loyal customer base. She takes the time to make sure every patient is well served and confident when they leave the pharmacy doors. Additionally, she has developed a positive working collaboration with healthcare providers in the area. Even Mayor Barrows noted that for our recipient, her position is not just a job, but truly the implementation of her path in life, which she dearly loves. She is so known for her personality and smiles that are infectious to those around her. Finally, I would like to end with a few words from the pharmacist in charge. Meeting her for the first time was unbelievable. Watching the fire and passion she brought to her work was like looking in a mirror. Working side by side for the past 20 years has been a privilege. Not only has she been my technician, she has grown to be my right hand, my trustworthy confidant. My growth could not have been possible without her by my side. My words may not ever be good enough to show her justice, but I am honored by the opportunity of having her as my go-to girl. It is my pleasure to introduce the newest Pharmacy Technician of the Year, Tina Lockhart.
Well, Tina, as I said, I'm Garth Reynolds. I'm the Executive Director for the Association. And I want to say congratulations on being the 2020 Pharmacy Technician of the Year. And it says presented to Tina Lockhart, Certified Pharmacy Technician. And it's in recognition of your outstanding contributions not only to pharmacy practice, the profession, and the Illinois Pharmacists Association. And I also want to say thank you for being a trusted steward of the profession and helping patients all these years. And I congratulate you on winning this year's award.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Can she hear us?
Yeah, she can hear you.
Good. Yay! We love you.
I love you guys. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you.
The Illinois Pharmacists Association Educator of the Year Award.
The Educator of the Year Award is a prestigious honor bestowed upon the most deserving members of the academic pharmacists. Recipients of this award promote the growth of future leaders in pharmacy within both the classroom setting as well as through extracurricular activities. This year's recipient is a graduate from the great Creighton University School of Pharmacy and Health Professions in 2006. She currently works at Chicago State University College of Pharmacy as the Assistant Dean for Student Affairs. She is also the Associate Discipline Director of Pharmacology and Assistant Professor of Internal Medicine at Rush Medical College, as well as a clinical pharmacist at Rush University Internist. This recipient has been active within IPHA, serving on the Professional Affairs Committee from 2019 and 2020, and serving on the Conference and Education Committee since 2016. During 2018 and 19, she served as co-chair for the committee. She is also active in the American College of Clinical Pharmacy, the American Pharmacists Association, and the American Society of Health Systems Pharmacists. In addition to her academic work, this recipient has found time to be active in her community. She's been involved with New Life Volunteering Society, which provides free health services to low-income patients on the north side of Chicago. She has provided community and health outreach to impoverished communities on a global scale as well, with her most recent service in New Delhi, India in 2018. On behalf of IPHA, I am honored to present the Educator of the Year Award to Dr. Lalita Prasad Reddy.
Thank you to the Illinois Pharmacy Association for this extreme honor of being named Illinois Pharmacy Educator of the Year. I would like to extend my sincere appreciation to IPHA in your commitment to ensuring strong advocacy and advancement for the pharmacy profession. I feel honored and humbled into accepting this honor here today. While the intricacies of the pandemic have definitely placed a lot of anxiety and stress in all of our lives, it's also allowed us to gain a sense of adaptability and resiliency. I'm honored to join such a remarkable and distinguished group of educators who represent the best that the state of Illinois pharmacy academia has to offer. And while I'm the one who is up here lucky enough to receive this honor today, I am humbled because there's simply so many outstanding, committed, dedicated, innovative pharmacy educators, faculty, and staff who deserve our recognition and acknowledgement, as they're the ones who continue to challenge and inspire student pharmacists every day. They are teaching the pharmacists of tomorrow and advancing our profession. Obviously, I would not be out here without the support of my students who continue to challenge, inspire, and motivate me. To the CSU College of Pharmacy students and Rush Medical College students, thank you. You are the driving force behind my work. Your enthusiasm, drive, and intellectual curiosity are all what makes my ideas and dreams in pharmacy educational not in vain. I appreciate that you're willing to allow me to be part of your educational journey as you become a healthcare professional. And for me, one of the most rewarding aspects of being in academia is that it's a two-way street and we're all learning and growing together. In thinking back upon how I've come to find myself here today, it's impossible for me to fully acknowledge all of those who have helped prepare and inspire and supported me. I'd obviously like to thank my parents who have taught me endless lessons of commitment, work ethic, dedication, and altruism. I try and take those ideals as I work with my students in providing unconditional support and instilling a sense of resiliency and tenacity even when obstacles are bound. To my husband and kids, thank you for your patience and understanding, and I try to extend all of those virtues as well when I'm working with my students. Beyond my family, there are countless mentors, teachers, and guides that have helped me. There are two that I would be remiss if I didn't send a shout out to. So to Jessica Kerr and Sneha Shrivastava, if you are watching today, you continue to be my mentors and continue to drive me. I'm excited to join this award circle with you here today. To all the other pharmacists out there, whether you're in academia teaching students, the community or hospital setting precepting, or serving as a mentor in countless other ways, you have the opportunity to demonstrate to students what it means to be a pharmacist professional. It extends far beyond simply providing patient care to our patients, but includes committing to an aptitude of lifelong learning, maintaining the integrity of our profession, advancing pharmacy as a profession, and engaging in community service and giving back to others. We have the opportunity to teach our students what it means to be successful. For me, I always tell my students that everyone needs to define success in their own way. For me, success is waking up in the morning, feeling excited and enthusiastic about the challenge for the day, and going to bed at night, feeling fulfilled. And that in itself, every day may not be perfect, but every day is a chance for reflection, growth, development, and that in itself is a gift that we can teach our students. Thank you to IPHA for this absolutely incredible honor.
The Illinois Pharmacists Association Excellence in Innovation Award, sponsored by NASPA and Upshur Smith Laboratories.
The Excellence in Innovation Award is a national award coordinated by the National Alliance of State Pharmacy Associations and generously sponsored by Upshur Smith Labs to recognize and honor a qualified pharmacist who has demonstrated significant innovation in their respective practice, method, or service directly or indirectly, resulting in improved patient care and/or the advancement of the profession of pharmacy. The tradition of designing innovative pharmaceuticals has been the commitment of Upshur Smith Laboratories and is driven by the ever-changing needs of patients, physicians, pharmacists, and healthcare organizations. Their perspective is not more products, but the right products that make people's lives better. At every level of business, they are driven to be the best. This year's recipient was one of the first to pioneer the path of COVID-19 testing in a retail setting. She helped set the bar for testing across the state with drive-through testing in Walmart parking lots. She spent long hours for weeks outside in a full-body protective suits testing patients. This occurred in the early days of the pandemic when things were still unknown about transmission risk. She has always been very involved in community immunizations and has created relationships with physicians to make sure patients receive needed vaccines. She is energetic and driven to practice pharmacy at the highest level. Please welcome to the podium and join me in congratulating this year's recipient, Lisa Florence Ray.
Thank you, distinguished colleagues of IPHA and sponsor Upshur Smith for this great honor. I am overwhelmed with joy and pride to be this year's recipient of the 2020 Excellence in Innovation Award. This has been an epic year for pharmacists and pharmacy practice. We have made significant strides in legislation regarding working conditions for pharmacists, advancements in billing for telehealth services, and taking center stage as frontline workers during a global pandemic. On a personal level, the power of saying yes afforded me the opportunity to serve on an elite team of pharmacists to test patients for the novel virus Corona-19. Never in a million years did I imagine that providing direct patient care would include a full hazmat suit an N95 mask, but it did. It was an opportunity of a lifetime, and I'm so glad I had the chance to help so many people. The future is so exciting for pharmacists. Some models predict that pharmacists will be primary healthcare providers managing chronic diseases, and that legacy model pharmacies will transition to healthcare destinations where 3D printed pills will be flown by drones to patients' houses. The combination of increasing demand for physicians and innovation in technology and life sciences will cause disruption in the healthcare sector and create opportunities for pharmacists to transform their practice. So I encourage each and every one of you to lend your energy, effort, and enthusiasm to advocate for our profession in the ways that matter, so that pharmacists can continue to survive and thrive in the big, bold, and bright future that is sure to come. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
The Illinois Pharmacists Association Honorary President Award.
The Honorary President Award recognizes a lengthy and sustained commitment of service to the profession of pharmacy and to the association. This year's recipient is an independent community pharmacy owner with a total of 15 Save More pharmacies in the central Illinois area. This recipient has been very active in IPHA as a member and has served on the legislative committee since 2019. In addition to his IPHA membership, he is a member of the American Pharmacists Association and the National Community Pharmacy Association and the Pharmacists United for Truth and Transparency organization. While being active in state and national associations, he is also a 15-year member of the Pharmacy 360 Business Owners International, a 10-year member of the Pharmacy Solutions Alliance, and has owned multiple pharmacies in Illinois for the last 21 years. It is with great pleasure to introduce this year's IPHA Honorary President Award to the deserving candidate, Dave Falk.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're enjoying the 2020 Illinois Pharmacists Association Conference. It certainly isn't like any other conference in the past, but then again, what in 2020 has been status quo. My name is Dave Falk. I have owned multiple pharmacies in Illinois for well over 20 years now. And in my tenure, I have seen many changes in pharmacy and in the industry of pharmacy. Some good and some not so good. But change in itself isn't always necessarily a bad thing. It just proves that as an industry and as a profession, we need to have a strong, unified, and loud voice. A voice that will carry a unified message for each and every pharmacist, pharmacy technician, pharmacy owner, and pharmacy employee. This is what the Illinois Pharmacy Association is for. If you're not a member, you should be. And if you're not contributing on a regular basis to the Illinois Pharmacy Advocacy Fund, you should be. The Illinois Pharmacy Advocacy Fund is where the funds come from to deal with lobbyists, legislators, advertising, promotion. These things are expensive. It's all in the best interest of pharmacists and pharmacy technicians and the pharmacy profession. So I ask each and every one of you, if you're not a Illinois Pharmacists Association member, please join. If you're not regularly contributing money to the Illinois Pharmacy Advocacy Fund, do so. This is where our loud, combined voice will come from. So Garth told me to keep this under 25 minutes. Just kidding. In closing, I want to thank the Illinois Pharmacists Association. I want to thank the awards committee. This is a very humbling experience for me, and I am beyond grateful for this prestigious award. I also want to thank my staff members. We operate 14 pharmacies in Illinois, and every day I see the personal sacrifice that our pharmacists, our pharmacy technicians, our clerks, and our delivery drivers make for each and every patient every single minute of every day. This is where my passion for pharmacy advocacy comes from. So I want to thank all of our staff in every town that we serve across the state of Illinois. Thank you. You're the reason that I am involved in pharmacy advocacy. So again, thank you to the IPHA and the awards committee. I am extremely grateful for this award and extremely humbled. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the conference, and we hope to see you in person next year.
The Illinois Pharmacists Association Distinguished Young Pharmacist Edmund P. Barkus Award, sponsored by Pharmacist Mutual Insurance Companies.
My name is James Buzicki. I'm with Pharmacist Mutual Insurance Company, and today I'm here to present the 2020 Distinguished Young Pharmacist Award. The Distinguished Young Pharmacist Award was created in 1987 to encourage newer pharmacists to become involved in association activities and community service. This award recognizes one pharmacist in each state for individual excellence and outstanding contributions. The prestigious award is presented by Pharmacist Mutual Insurance Company, nationally recognized as a leader in providing insurance products and risk management solutions to pharmacy professionals. The 2020 Illinois Pharmacists Association recipient was selected by a committee of her peers as this pharmacist exemplifies and exceeds the criteria required. Achievements of this year's recipient include: he began his pharmacy career over 15 years ago as a certified pharmacy technician in the Chicago suburbs. Since then, he earned 2 degrees from Southern Illinois University, Edwardsville, a Bachelor of Science in Biological Medical Sciences, and a Master's in Public Administration, before earning his Doctor of Pharmacy degree in 2019 from Rosalind Franklin University of Medicine and Science in North Chicago. His career in pharmacy, serving as pharmacy manager for Walgreens. While in school, our recipient continued his commitment to IPHA by consistently attending and participating in events including annual conference, as well as actively encouraging fellow students to join him in attendance. In 2017, he was awarded the IPHA Allen Granite Memorial Scholarship as he exhibited a commitment to pharmacy and community, as evidenced by membership and participation in pharmacy organizations and community involvement. Since earning his PharmD, he has continued his commitment to the association through fruitful memberships on committees, including legislative and regulatory affairs and New Practitioner Network. He also serves as co-chair for the New Practitioner Network Committee. Beyond IPHA, the recipient has demonstrated an inspiring passion for serving his community. He began assisting his fellow pharmacy students while in school as student tutor for the School of Pharmacy. And he has renewed his commitment to these future healthcare providers by becoming a lecturer of pharmacy practice for his alma mater. He also became a host site preceptor for students' PPE hours at his Walgreens. Further, he stepped up when he was asked by his Walgreens area leadership to accept a special assignment for helping stand up and pilot the company's very first COVID-19 testing site in Bolingbrook this past March. After becoming a certified tester by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, he helped organize, administer tests, counsel patients in a successful way that would become the standard operating procedure for all other testing sites nationwide. He not only demonstrated passion for serving his Illinois communities, but also personal courage to accept some understood risk associated with caring for these citizens. There is no doubt that patients locally and across the country are better off by the initiative and selfless work of this recipient and his fellow providers. His ongoing commitment towards the mission and vision of the association, his calling for serving others beyond his employment, and his conviction to consider the welfare of humanity are together an inspiration for any member of IPHA. In conclusion, The Illinois Pharmacists Association recipient embodies all of the qualities one looks for when evaluating individuals for this award. I am very pleased to make this presentation. Please share my pleasure in presenting Pharmacists Mutual's Distinguished Young Pharmacist Award to Luis Alexander Solano, PharmD, MPA. Thank you.
I am really thankful to be honored today with the Young Distinguished Pharmacist Award. Ever since I graduated from Rosalind Franklin this past year, I had it's been a whirlwind really of a career that I've had the last year and a half. I had the pleasure of working in different capacities in my first year as being a pharmacist, from working at the corporate offices during flu season last year, to becoming pharmacy manager, and most recently doing COVID-19 testing for Walgreens. What was really unique about the situation is I was able to be one of the first pharmacists to work for the company and country to be able to perform COVID-19 nasopharyngeal tests. So it came up to be basically garbing up in PPE every day and performing these tests for patients that really needed it in the community. It was really a unique honor that I had, and it really would help perform to expand our scope as a pharmacist for not only our state, but our country as well. And I'm hoping with showing people that pharmacists can do more than what we've been doing for the last 50, 100 years. This will help us to bridge the gap with more connections and being able to build better relationships with patients. To show them that we really can be that link in the healthcare system that they may not necessarily be able to see on a regular basis. When going to school, I always had the notion that I wanted to make a difference in the practice that I was performing. Being a pharmacist, I've been able to do that thus far, and I'm only just getting started. So I know that there's so much more to build on with this endeavor that we have. And I know that we can perform so much more as a community and as a profession. I know that the world of pharmacy is constantly changing, so I'm ready for whatever comes my way in that respect. I do want to take a moment to thank my family and friends for this amazing support that I've had over the last many, many years. I'd like to thank my employer, Walgreens, for giving me the opportunity to do what I've done this far. And of course, I couldn't be here today and being a pharmacist in front of you without my alma mater, Rosalind Franklin University. With the years of education that I've had and the preparations that I've had, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I would like to also thank them as well for giving me a chance when I was accepted to pharmacy school back in 2015. So overall, I love the profession of pharmacy. I love where it's going, and I only look forward to what happens next. So I will continue to strive for the excellence of our profession, continue to be fired up in the words of Starlin. And overall, I look forward to working with all of you in some capacity in the next 5, 10, 50 years may go as pharmacy goes, to only see the progression and as we fight for what is our right in the profession of pharmacy. So thank you again, and let's fire up for pharmacy.
The IPHA Foundation Lifetime Service Award.
Past President Dave Newell will be coming to present the Lifetime Service Award from the IPHA Foundation.
The recipient of the Lifetime Service Award has dedicated his life to serve his profession and his community, and has become a role model for the next generation of pharmacists. He received a Bachelor's of Science from St. Louis College of Pharmacy in 1975. After graduation, he worked for a small local chain of pharmacies in Peoria for several years before buying his first community pharmacy in Chillicothe in 1978. In 1989, he and his wife Ellen bought their second pharmacy and also got into the business of IV therapy and home oxygen. In 1993, he sold his home infusion business to Omnicare Incorporated and spent 3 years managing their IV program in Central Illinois. During that time, he learned to fly a plane and would fly medications and nurses all over Illinois. By 1995, he and his wife had grown the family business again and opened their third pharmacy. Over the course of their career, they bought and sold a total of 12 pharmacies. In 2015, he officially retired, closing the chapter on a great career spanning 36 years of ownership and 45 years of working in community pharmacy. While being a member of IPHA, he has served as a chairman of the board, president, president-elect, vice president, and regional director, and a number of various committees in addition to serving as a delegate for over 13 years. He has served as chair of the IPHA Foundation and was a two-time winner of the Illinois Pharmacist of the Year Award. In addition to all of the work that he has done in pharmacy, our recipient is an avid runner. He has ran in more than 55 marathons in Boston, New York, and Chicago, and even participated in a number of 100-mile races. He even ran from one side of the Grand Canyon and back again. Our recipient has shown his dedication to family, pharmacy, and community on countless occasions, and it is my great pleasure to present the IPHA Foundation Lifetime Service Award to Mr. Marlowe Weekly.
To my two good friends, Mike Meinzinger, who nominated me for this award, and Dave Newell, who presented it, I say thank you to both of you for doing this and for the many years of friendship we've shared. You guys are really special. To Mickey Bruner, Chair, Todd Evers, President of the IPHA Foundation, and the Foundation Board and members, I'm both surprised and humbled to even be considered for the Lifetime Service Award. But to actually be given it is simply fantastic. To each of you, I say thank you. In 1979, I met the most beautiful young woman at a pharmacy meeting. 41 years later, Ellen and I will celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary in just a few months. Together, we operated multiple pharmacies for many years, providing the best service we could to our patients and customers. The service we provided over 37 years of pharmacy practice was because we were a team. It's on behalf of this team, Ellen and I, that I accept this award. We couldn't have done it without each other. Lifetime. That's a big word, and invites a person to look back over the years and recall all the circumstances in their life that put them in a position to be able to serve. I'm tempted to accept this invitation and tell you some of these events, but the most important thing to the listener when it comes to speeches like this is brevity. So I'll not tell you how my career was almost ended in 1968 when a drunk came into the drugstore and threatened to shoot me. Gunfire ensued. But that story's too long, as is the story of how I drove a dump truck for several years in college and how coming down a long steep grade loaded, one day the brakes completely failed. Again, that story's simply too long. How I set up my first nebulizer patient at age 17, while interesting, probably should be dispensed with, pun intended. I could tell you how I bought my first pharmacy just as I was going to quit pharmacy entirely, but boring probably. I could tell you when I started in the home infusion business and specialized in nursing homes. I served homes all over Illinois and would fly my nurses and time-sensitive medication in my airplane to places without airports, landing in farm fields or soccer fields, and flying around thunderstorms at night. Those stories, while probably unique and filled with interesting detail, must be left unsaid. The length is just too short of time. In conclusion, just remember, pharmacy is a profession, not a job. A professional pharmacist, we are committed to providing our communities and patients with fact-based healthcare guidance and information. With all the misinformation and politicalization of healthcare information in recent months, it's even more critical as pharmacists we adhere to our professional commitment, and in so doing, we'll serve our communities, patients, profession, and ourselves well. What I've been doing since retirement? Well, most recently I set the FKT on the Katy Trail, running 238 miles from Clinton, Missouri to Mockins, Missouri in 3 days, 10 hours, and 8 minutes. Thank you again to everyone in presenting me this very special award. It means a lot. Enjoy your time spent together at the convention, albeit virtually, and treasure each other's friendship. Well, with that, I've got to run.
The Bowl of Hygeia, sponsored by the American Pharmacists Association Foundation and the National Alliance of State Pharmacy Associations.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is an honor for me to be here today at the IPHA MPA Joint Annual Conference to present the next award to a very deserving recipient. The Bowl of IPHA Award is presented annually by participating pharmacy associations in each of the 50 states, the District of Columbia, and Puerto Rico. The recipients are selected by their respective associations for their outstanding record of community service. The Bowl of IPHA Award is sponsored by the American Pharmacists Association Foundation and the National Alliance of State Pharmacy Associations. This year's Bowl of IPHA winner will receive a plaque honoring him for winning this award. The recipient will also receive a lapel pin that will identify him as a member of a group of outstanding pharmacists, now numbering over 2,500. These pharmacists have distinguished themselves through their actions. Today, we honor a Springfield, Illinois pharmacist in recognition of his services to a community and to the profession. The 2020 Bowl of IPHA recipient graduated from the St. Louis College of Pharmacy in 1971 and started his career as a staff pharmacist at thrifty drugstores in Springfield. 4 years later, he became a partner and pharmacist in charge at the Pill Shop Pharmacy in Chatham. In 1983, he started running his own independent pharmacy, the Medicine Shop Pharmacy in Springfield, and was the president and pharmacist in charge until his retirement in 2011. He's been a member of the Springfield healthcare community for his entire career, and it would be hard to know just how many patients he has cared for over the years. This recipient has been a member of the IPHA Board of Directors for a number of years, including serving as an independent chain section chair and then Region 6 director. He currently holds the office of the treasurer at IPHA. Through it all, he serves the association with optimism, transparency, and a dose of humor at all times, in spite of many serious and technical topics. He is thorough and contemplative while also being open to ideas and opportunities. He takes the time to prepare, translate, motivate, inspire, ground, and provide our board of directors with everything needed to keep IPHA moving forward. He is truly a leader for our profession and deserves the high praise for his conduct during his tenure. His lifetime of service to the profession makes him an excellent recipient of this prestigious award. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for allowing me to share in recognizing the accomplishments of a deserving recipient and the one who epitomizes the principles of community service for which this award has developed. Please join me in congratulating the newest member of the Illinois Pharmacists Association's Bowl of IPHA recipient family, David Mikas.
Accepting the Bowl of IPHA Award is both exciting and humbling. For community service and civic award, something all of us pharmacists do on a day-to-day basis, and we have lots of communities out there to deal with. We have our patient communities, and we take care of those on a daily basis, trying to help them with their wants and needs in pharmaceutical care and make suggestions that makes their lives easier and better. At the same time, we also have a pharmacy community to talk about, and that's your colleagues, members of associations, and those type of entities that you should be part of, because that's part of your community service as well, is to give back to the association that got you where you are today. And I've been happy looking at the past leaders and that have been given this award in the past. It's kind of like a who's who of who's in pharmacy in Illinois and making waves and making progress for pharmacy in general. They have been our past of history of pharmacy. Now we need the younger ones to come up, get in the fold, and take action and become the future of our pharmacy presentations. I've noticed the growth of a lot of the students that came into my pharmacy and worked through that are now getting involved in pharmacy and very happy and active in their role. So I think it's time now to join, get active, participate, advocate for your profession, because if you don't advocate for it, nobody's going to speak for you other than Illinois pharmacists, and we speak for all of pharmacy in Illinois. We'd like to have your input, we'd like to have your membership, and we'd like to have your advocacy. But at the same time, quite an honor, quite a surprise at this time in my life, but very much humbling and associated. So come stand with us, come join with us. You can be here one day too and not know it.
The Illinois Pharmacists Association Pharmacist of the Year Award.
The Pharmacist of the Year Award is IPHA's oldest continuing honor. Initially presented in 1950, this award recognizes an Illinois pharmacist who has made outstanding contributions to pharmacy practice, the profession, and the Illinois Pharmacists Association. This year's recipient graduated from the St. Louis College of Pharmacy in 2002 and is currently the owner-operator of 3 independent community pharmacies in the Southern Illinois region. He has served on the IPHA Board of Directors in a number of capacities, including Regional Director from 2007 to 2013, Vice President from 2013 to 2015, President-elect from 15 to 16, President as 2016 to 17, and Chairman of the Board from 2017 to 2018. He currently serves as the Speaker of the House for the Illinois Pharmacists Association House of Delegates. In addition to his service to the Board of Directors, he has also been an active member of various committees, including the following: the Awards Committee, Board of Pharmacy Appointee Committee, Canvas Committee, Finance Committee, Editorial Advisory Committee, Legislative and Regulatory Committee, Membership Committee, Nominating Committee, Professional Affairs Committee, and the Public Relations Committee. His active involvement with IPHA has afforded him the opportunity to advance the profession of pharmacy in Illinois, including testifying to the House and Senate and the City of Chicago committees, as well as placement as an original board member of the Illinois Community Pharmacy Enhanced Network. Throughout all the responsibilities, he has still found time to serve on the board of the Heron Chamber of Commerce from 2011 to 2016. It is my honor, and on behalf of IPHA, to award Ben Calcaterra as IPHA's Pharmacist of the Year.
Thank you very much for the award of Pharmacist of the Year. I'm humbled to accept, and I appreciate the nominations and the voting process. I'm so humbled to accept this award to represent all the pharmacists of the states and all the 100+ pharmacists that have come before me in winning this award. It's a very prestigious award for the association, and I am again so very humbled that someone thought of me to receive this award. I need to thank several people. My parents, for one, who obviously put me through pharmacy school and suggested that that's where I go. My father, a pharmacist, who was my best mentor from the very beginning. I've learned so much from him, and he's guided me into the practice of pharmacy and into being the pharmacist that I am today. So I want to thank him and them for all of their support over my entire life to get to where I am today. My wife, Katie, my children, Isabella, Chloe, and Cooper, for all the sacrifices they've put up with having me gone and working and being the pharmacist, of doing all the extracurricular things. I'm not home as much as they would like me to be, so I want to thank them for giving me up to do the things that I'm able to do, because it's my passion to be as good a pharmacist as I possibly can be for our community and all of my patients. To my staff and my employees, same thing. They put up with all my extracurriculars that I do for the association and for all the pharmacists while I'm at work. So while I'm supposed to be on the counter, I'm also doing IPHA stuff, and I really appreciate them helping put time aside so that I can do those things to benefit the association. And then to IPHA itself, all the staff, to all the members, all the mentors and peers that I've met along all the years that I've been with IPHA. I would not be half the pharmacist I am today without all of the networking that's been done, the people I've met, all the education that I've gleaned from the association, the people that I've met that have instilled a passion for growing my career, for becoming more than what I ever thought I could be, for instilling advocacy into me. Honestly, I didn't understand what advocacy was in the beginning, and it is so important, not only for the advocacy efforts that we do at the association for things like PBM reform, provider status. All of the advocacy that we do is on behalf of our patients in this state. So advocacy isn't just business stuff. It is also advocating for the profession to make sure that we're able to practice at the top of our profession and be the best pharmacists we all can be, so Illinois and the United States and the world, all of our patients collectively can be the best in health that they can be if we can practice the best that we can. So with all the things that I've been able to do, I take privilege and pleasure in being able to be the co-host with Garth of Farm Talk, for being able to speak out on behalf of the association at legislative committees and political events. All of those things would not be possible without IPHA. So again, I thank every one of you for allowing me to be here, and I humbly accept this very prestigious award. Thank you so very much from the bottom of my heart.
Congratulations to all of our awardees, and thank you again for joining us for the 2020 IPHA and IPHA Foundation Awards Ceremony.
Replay.